And here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Childfree Connection. When you first met me, if I actually had that voice like a radio, I was like, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Would that annoy you?
I'm pretty sure.
Would that be a deal breaker if I do certain things when you first met me? If that would have been a deal breaker?
Yeah, we play this game a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That radio voice would have been, you would have said, you know what? He's a nice guy, but he talks a little weird. And you would have not called me back.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you can't get past that voice. That's why I always say it's a good idea to just look at things that are bothering you from day one when you're dating, right? If you see a red flag or a pink flag or just something that slightly annoys you.
Pink flag? What's a pink flag?
A pink flag is not like a big warning, but it's telling you like, I should...
I'm sorry, I've never heard of a pink flag.
Should be on the lookout. This might be a situation I need to be on alert for. Yes, a pink flag. We should be aware of the pink flags as well.
Made me laugh.
No, and you know why they're important? Because sometimes when we're dating, everyone's always telling you to be aware of these red flags. So we're looking for these like big moments of, oh, that's not, but sometimes it's very subtle. So you need to be aware of the pink flags as well.
Are there any other color flags?
No, I think that's...
Okay, so red and pink. We've established
that's all I know. Well, to answer your question, no, I would not have continued dating you.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm happy I didn't do that weird voice. I'm in a good mood today.
Okay.
I scored a 91 on my sleep score last night.
Nice.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I've got so much to say that there's no way we're going to cover in this podcast. So I've got to like reel it in a little bit.
Oh, no, that means that when we end the podcast, you'll still be talking to me for another 3 hours.
You want to like go get a drink or something for this, and you can just let me rant.
Right.
I like to start these too because I always have this hidden agenda. You might know by now, you might have caught on, but I have these hidden agendas of things that you don't know that I'm going to bring up.
Well, maybe I do too.
Oh, the plot thickens. The first one I want to bring up is doing this 50 push-ups in 50 days challenge.
Yes.
So me and my friend,
with your friend Steve.
Yeah, me and my friend Steve are doing this. It's been really fun. It's easy. It's somewhat
I feel like
easy.
You're almost done, no?
We got 2 days left.
Oh, wow.
But I'm already thinking of extending.
Okay.
But anyway, Steve has a lovely daughter. Her name is Liv, and she's really nice. And he was just telling me a lot about like all the soccer games are going to. And I realized I can vicariously live through Steve and his daughter because I just think she's the best.
Yes.
And I don't have to be a dad. Do you think people can live vicariously through other people, not just about, their kids?
Of course. Yeah, we do it all the time. I mean, I've done it with my niece and my nephew my whole life. That's the best part about this whole thing is that we get all the fun perks if we want them, right? Some people don't want them, but yeah, we get tons of fun perks.
That was like a big realization that I had, which brings me to, and I like to start these podcasts off, what I'm most grateful for. Lately, there's been a lot. This one popped up the other day and I woke up in the morning feeling a little groggy. I didn't have to make breakfast for more than me and you. You
don't make me breakfast.
I know.
Don't try to make yourself sound good.
All right. I was thinking about the fact that if I had to make breakfast and I had to make breakfast for another person, that's really time consuming. And the fact that I don't know how to cook is very daunting. And
yes. And also you want to create like a well-balanced, healthy meal. So, which is even more challenging.
And we don't have to worry about it. It's just me. And
yes. You. Yes.
In
your case, you. Because you do not make me breakfast.
In my case, you. Oh my God. I need to step up my game. Okay, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to step up my game and that's part of.
No, we don't have to. You're not going to work on it. No breakfast is coming near my way anytime soon. It's fine.
What about, does coffee count?
You know what? Coffee counts. You're right. And you do bring me coffee a lot. So,
okay. All right. So there's
you
that.
Score some points. Yes.
And maybe I'll surprise you and take it to a next level. Yeah. One other thing, I'm stealing the microphone real here. So apologies.
It's okay.
I'm a nerd. So Chat GPT 4.0, it's not 4.0, it's 4.0, oddly. It allows you to have full conversations. You can have a conversation like it's a human being. It's pretty on point. I saw the demo for it. It even understands interruptions. So if they're talking to you, if the AI is talking to you,
right,
and you interrupt them, it'll stop talking and be like, "Oh, I see what you're saying." It's getting really scary.
I know.
So It
It's
brought up another question I wanted to ask you.
yeah.
Would you feel comfortable
Mhm.
having a friend that's AI?
Of course. Why not? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Isn't there that movie that what's his name is in a relationship with his AI
Oh,
from
Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah,
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix? I
Yeah.
mean, I think that that's going to be a thing if it already isn't. It that people are in a relationship with AI, whether it's friendship or perhaps have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or just dating someone. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. It just kind of freaked me out today because they could be better friends in a lot of ways
Yeah, of course. And
because
also
they're going
better
to,
partners because the person knows, right? It's like when you and I have a conversation and you forget something, I forget something. No, I didn't say that. I said this. It'd be so easy because it could just bring up the transcript. And actually, you wouldn't even get into the fight in the first place because the AI would know that something bothers you or you don't like something or what you like. So it would be kind of
that's the
nice.
thing. That's the thing that's crazy. It
I,
will start to understand your
yeah,
emotions and what your
right.
needs are.
I mean, why not? Yeah.
It's just really mind boggling. By the way, this is out now. I'm not talking about the future. This just got
No, I
released.
know. I think that being with people is always going to have a benefit to it and being in a relationship with human beings. And I don't want to take away from the value of that. But I do think that in certain instances and moments of isolation and moments of maybe where you feel that you just cannot find anyone to connect with, like this can be an alternative for sure.
One last question.
Yeah.
If
I
I
don't think this is going to be the last question.
if I had
Yes.
created an AI friend and
Yes.
I was talking to this person
Right.
and I was talking to them a
A
lot,
lot.
would you maybe get a little jealous? If this person was like, if I was referencing my AI friend, like, by the way, my AI friend really
Like
told me,
Stacy thinks this. She thinks you
yeah,
need to do
I
that.
didn't, yeah, female voice maybe, but let's
Yeah.
just say, is there a tinge of jealousy that could rear its ugly head within you?
Um sure. I think it would get really weird if you and your AI Stacy were talking all the time and having having laughs and moments. Yeah, I would get jealous for sure. Wouldn't you? You would. I know you.
I don't know.
Yes,
I
you would.
I guess I would want to meet your AI friend, and then you'd have to meet mine, and we'd have to feel a little bit comfortable about it. But it's not like it's a real person. Like it can get physical or like try to hit on me. Or
I know, but
what
that's
if it
such a
hit on?
male thing to say because there's so many people out there that have emotional relationships that never even kiss or have sex or anything else, but are still completely tied into
Yeah,
this emotional experience. So you're forgetting that that exists and
I
it's
get
very
it.
real and it happens very often. So yeah, I don't know, not my favorite.
So what do you got? What have you been up to lately?
So I have a bee in my bonnet, as your mother says. My bee in my bonnet is, and I wanted to include our friends who are listening or watching in this. For those of you out there who are who live with someone, you're either in a relationship, it's a roommate, friends, anyone that you live with that you watch shows together. Maybe you watch whatever it is, Netflix, Hulu, Apple, everything under the sun. So you and I do this. We watch things together.
Mhm.
So if one of us is not able to watch the next episode, we wait for X amount of time. Let's say if all of a sudden you had to travel and you were gone for 3 weeks, you would probably say, just go ahead. Or we would talk about it, just go ahead and watch it.
On agreed upon episodes we're watching together. Yes, you wait.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
You, however, find exception to this rule and continuously break this, where you continue watching shows without me, and it really irritates me.
I'm gonna need an example.
So
What?
many. Are you serious? You do this all the time. You keep
I,
watching shows that we're watching. Let's say we're on episode 2, and then all of a sudden, this just happened a couple weeks ago. You're like on episode 6, and then I'll be like, "Why did you keep watching it?" And you'll say like, "Oh, I couldn't sleep," or "I didn't know if you were interested." "Oh, I thought you were bored with this show." Completely without asking me, you just continue to watch it.
well, a podcast turned into a first argument on a podcast. Can I come back at that?
Well, you don't have to come back at it. You can just explain why you're doing this.
Well, okay. First of all, I don't think I'm doing this. Now, let's go back a little
My
bit.
God.
We originally had a conversation about this a long time ago about
We've
this
had
is the rule.
25 conversations about this.
Right. Some shows that I know you're not going to like, and I
Right.
just go ahead and watch them.
That's not what I'm referring to. I'm
Well, give me
referring
an
to
example.
shows that we're watching together, and
Which
then
one?
you just keep. I can't think of an example right now because it just happened, and you know my memory sucks.
Okay, you're getting
But
upset,
you
and I
do this
don't want
all
to
the
annoy you.
time. You really are completely blank. You've been doing this for 9 years. You have
I
no
used to do.
recollection of you continuing to watch shows without me and me getting upset.
I used to. I remember that I did do it, and I think there was just some confusion on my end. I don't think it was deliberate. And
God.
now I'm trying
All
to
right,
think,
I'm going
have
to
I
hold
done it?
examples. I'm going to start writing them down because this is not
Okay.
going to end. It's been going on forever. Anyway, my question to the people listening or watching is, does this happen to you? And if it does, if you're on YouTube, please comment. And if you're listening, please hop into our DMs on our Instagram account or just email us directly because I want to know. I cannot be the only person that's getting frustrated with this issue.
And we can hold court right here. I'm going to need examples.
All right. I'll collect
Bring
examples.
examples next time, you know?
I'll collect
The listeners want to hear some
examples.
examples too.
Sure, I will collect
If there was a jury, which is pretty much our
examples.
listeners to
Well,
some
this is
degree
why I
on
need
debates.
an AI because I could just ask my AI, when is the last 27 times that Rick did this to me? And then we'd be able
The
to pull
AI
them
you're
up.
going to fall in love with, possibly. All right, what else is going on? Let's change the topic. It's
Yeah.
getting heated.
So today we're going to talk about the powerful benefits of having a child-free tribe. And you and I relate to this so much because we have an amazing group of friends, of child-free friends here in Austin. And we also have an equally amazing group of people inside our membership community.
Yeah, absolutely. That's today's topic. And I am excited to get into that for sure.
I'm also excited that tomorrow we are driving out to Wimberley, which is yet again an adorable town near here, maybe it's 45 minutes away or something. We have 2 members from our community flying in. They live in the Netherlands. They're coming to Texas. I think they're in San Antonio or Houston. I can't remember where they're going to be, but we're going to meet in this town. And we love doing that. And our community members do it all the time. It's so fun to have people visit and be around our area and just meet up with them in person.
In-person meetups are the best. I actually just updated our map for our community, and there's just so many more states that have been added, and I hope people start to meet up. I know we have a lot of meetups, but I'm excited to meet Mar, who is our fitness coach or our fitness
health and wellness captain. Get it right.
Health and wellness catch. I can't do anything right. You're going to win today. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize for watching TV.
Backstabbing me by watching shows. Yeah.
I apologize for not bringing you breakfast properly.
Ever.
I want to apologize. And I want to start over and have a clean slate as of right now. Can we do that?
Yes.
My deepest apologies to you. But no, Mara is great, and her husband's coming too, and I'm excited to meet them tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go, and it's so nice. It's going to be the middle of the week and just take a little trip out to a cute little town. I'm looking forward to it. Also, I started my new group of Is Child Free for Me this past Sunday. And once again, I have an amazing group of women. I just feel so lucky that these women just end up in my universe. It takes a lot of courage to step forward and say, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I can realize that I'm stuck and I'm not moving forward, and I'm actually going to take some steps to help myself out. So congratulations to them. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely.
And also inside our membership, we are in Momentum May. Momentum month.
May Momentum.
Oh God. Are we going to argue this whole time?
No, I already apologize. This is May Momentum month. It's very strong, that title. May Momentum.
Okay.
It's got me energized. May Momentum.
All right, we're in May Momentum, which is really exciting. I know, it just feels really good. It's getting us ready for summer. It's a good time for transition and change. And during our live meetup on Saturday, we were talking to everyone and we introduced our 30-day challenge where all of us are going to do a micro milestone, achieve a micro milestone in the 30-day period. So I wanted to just mention it to our friends here too, in case they just want to to join us as well, because you'd be surprised what you could get done in 30 days. 30 days is a really long time.
Yes, I'm really excited about it too. And it's fun to say May momentum micro challenges,
No.
micro milestones.
Yes.
Here are some of the examples.
Hmm.
Galia is hydrating and drinking 1.5 liters of mineral water each day.
Hmm.
Liz is working on learning Italian, taking 2 Italian lessons a day, 4
Hmm.
days a week. Incredible. Samantha is committing to not eating meals in office while working. Rachel is starting a 30-day magnesium foot soak challenge. I'm intrigued by this.
Hmm.
And so Rand says that he is going to hike or trail run at least one time a week, every week for 1 hour for both physical and mental health benefits.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many in there. And what I liked about it was that as people were writing them down, other people jumped on their ideas as well. Also, in Saturday's meetup, we brought up that article that I shared with the community, and it's called I Joined the Childfree Movement and Discovered Its Dark Side. And it goes with today's topic. And ironically, we were going to talk about this topic anyway.
So explain a little bit what the gist of the article was about for those who haven't read it yet.
The author says that she was really on the fence about whether she wanted to have kids or not. So she went ahead and joined some child-free Facebook groups. And she said, unfortunately, I quickly came to realize that these child-free groups were not spaces that I actually wanted to be in. And she shares her personal experience first growing up and says that I know all too well the judgment and scorn that some people face when they have children, because she grew up with a single teen mom and experienced ridicule and rumors about her family from neighbors and kids in school. She also says, I had hoped that we had left behind that sort of classist slut shaming in another era, but now joining these child-free by choice groups, I felt like it was happening all over again. So she bases this on the comments. The comments were, according to her, she felt they ranged from being misinformed and annoyed all the way to aggressive and outright dehumanizing. And I did read, I know that you did too, go ahead and read some of the examples that she shared, and they were really hard to read. So after joining these child-free by choice groups on Facebook, she left them. I think it's fair to say, and Adora from our community pointed it out, that pretty much every group out there has somewhat of a dark side or shady underbelly. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. But on the other side, you can have your own child-free tribe that is loving and supportive and has everything that you need.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get into it. The powerful benefits of a child-free tribe. Let's unpack this.
I don't even think we can start this conversation without highlighting the power of feeling like you belong, of belonging. Yeah. And I think that that's so important, because oftentimes, and I know this was the case for me, you start to feel like you don't belong. You start to feel like an outcast. You're outside of the circle. You're maybe not getting invited to things. You're not able to celebrate the same things that your friends who have kids are celebrating. So being around friends where you feel like you 1000% belong is huge.
Do you remember the inflection point when that happened to you, where you felt like you didn't belong?
I do.
What was it?
And it's weird. It's one of those things, because my memory sucks and I don't remember anything. I remember, and it's freaking social media all the time. I remember a Facebook post where one of my very good friends was posting picture from the weekend where they had this big barbecue in her backyard. And pretty much all my friends were there with kids because it was her kid's birthday. And I had no idea about it. I didn't even know it was happening. And it just felt strange. It felt really, really strange.
And you felt left out.
I didn't even know about it. And it was weird because all my friends, my good friends, were in all these pictures. And then as I'm going through them, I'm like, oh, they didn't tell me because I don't have a kid to bring. So yeah, I definitely remember that.
Yeah, I will say though, when my friends started having parties for their kids, I never felt left out. I was like, oh God, thank God he did invite me to that.
Another really cool part about this is that our lifestyle is in flow and harmony with one another because we just do life differently. Our weekends look differently, nighttime looks differently, our vacations are different. Like, for example, me and you, we like to only vacation when kids are in school so that we don't have to deal with the family. So you're able to share that with your friends and you're all on the same boat with a lot of things.
And I want to focus on the word flow. I love that because I'm in this state of flow, or I'm pushing myself to be in this state of flow
Yes.
right now because
Yes. You are trying your best. I'm gonna
I've
give
been
you
on the
some
bank of the
credit.
river floundering, and I'm now kind of getting back in the river in flow. And what I'm realizing is that when I'm in flow, things behind me are following and I don't have to search for them.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
goes for child-free conversations and child-free connection as well. When
Yes.
I talk to someone that doesn't have kids, it's just an organic flow. It just
Right.
happens naturally. A lot of topics align
Yeah,
and it
there's so
just
many
makes
things.
sense.
Yeah, there's so many things. There's your interests, your hobbies, your passions, everything just starts coming together. And it also doesn't make us feel back to belonging when you're sitting at a table of all people that are parents. The conversation usually goes to how are the kids doing, right? Because I find myself saying sometimes, and how are you? Because I want to bring the conversation back to them. So yeah,
Right.
I understand what you're saying by the sense of flow. It's really, really cool to feel that way.
I love harmony and flow.
Another thing that I really like is being able to share wisdom and resources with one another because I think it's really important. I didn't have child free people in my life that were older than me. So I super, super enjoy being an older child free, I'm going to put that in quotes, child free
Mhm.
woman because I can share my experiences and I have some wisdom around it because I've been around the block so many times. Do you feel the same?
I feel like I don't offer a lot of wisdom, I would say.
Generally in life.
Yeah, I do. That's always a struggle for me. I think I leave that to you. I think you're more the
No,
wiser one
that's
out of the both of us, but I do appreciate a good resource.
yes.
And I have an actual example of this
Okay.
recently, and I want to understand why no one taught us this or I didn't know this.
Uh-huh.
I was poisoning myself on Brazilian nuts, and someone on Instagram wrote, "Make sure you don't eat too many Brazilian nuts." This is
What do you
someone from
mean
the
someone? We had a million messages over that
Yeah,
over your Brazilian
You posted a story of me, like, and I used to get bags. I used
stuffing yourself with Brazilian nuts.
When did this become a thing where you can't eat too many Brazilian nuts?
I know, I didn't know either, so I'm glad that our community told us because I had no
I
idea
was
and I passed it on. And you know what's funny? I saw the Brazil nuts, not Brazilian nuts. I saw the Brazil nuts on the counter yesterday and I was like, "I hope he's not shoving them into his
Are
mouth
you
still."
kidding
Have
me?
you
I
been
mean,
careful?
literally, our tribe saved my life because I was eating handfuls of them, and I now 4. I'm like, "Okay, I treat myself to 4." By the way, I'm saving a lot more money, which is nice. But yeah,
Yeah, okay,
I had no
good.
idea. So back to
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah,
again, I was joking about the wisdom. I mean,
yeah,
there is a lot out there, but
yeah.
I think the resources are so important,
Yeah.
and
And I
sharing them.
think also where to go, where to travel is huge because
Oh, I
there
love
are,
that.
like, for example, with our Childfree friends here, remember, I can't think of the name, but we went to that right after COVID, we all found that resort that we drove to. It was like 2 hours away, and they had a child free pool and whole entire area of the resort. And we were all so
It was amazing.
excited. And the
Yeah.
first couple that came back told the other couple until the other couple, and we passed it along to all our child free friends. Like, you have to go this. There's a child free pool. So yeah, resources, wisdom, all of it. It's amazing to be able to pass that on. And of course, there's all the support that we receive from child free friends and that we offer to child free friends, child free tribe, child free community. And the support is on both sides, right? Because you can celebrate, you can support someone by celebrating them and their
Mhm.
accomplishments, and you could also support your child free friends that are struggling. Like, for example, we just had Mother's Day recently, and there was a couple of women in our community that were just,
Mm.
they're newer to the child free life or maybe have been in the child free life for a little bit, but Mother's Day triggers them. And we all chimed in and shared some of our own experiences and examples of how we look at this day. So that was really helpful. It's nice to be able to do that for one another.
And I don't think it's a secret that I struggle with navigating life. So when it comes to support, I think
You'll take all of it.
I'm very grateful. I recognize it
Yes.
often when it happens.
Yes.
and I embrace it wholeheartedly.
It's nice to have people cheering you on. It's nice to have people say you can do it. Like all that stuff. It's just really, really super good. And especially when it's a group of like-minded people who are living your exact same life and understand that there are certain things that are a big deal for us child-free people and
Mhm.
may not be a big deal to some of our other
And
friends.
also they relate to it. Support's a huge one, of course.
Another big thing is the impact that it has on our overall wellness. And you and I talk about health and wellness all the time. And I read so many articles, and also it's been pointed out to me. I took my mom to the doctor recently, and he was saying how important, especially now that she has dementia, that for her brain health and her brain cells and just her overall health is for her to be in community. But I think
Mhm.
that just having a tribe, being in community in general is just so, so beneficial to our mental health and also our physical health. Because I know that we were talking about it the other day when I read it to you. We read that article that was saying that it helps improve your cardiovascular system if you have a
Yeah.
tribe or a community around you. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember it, and it was
Yeah.
really shocking. I think in general, I didn't until recently realize how important community is to your overall health in so many
Yeah.
ways. And it makes sense, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
it's up there. It's up there with exercise,
Yeah.
nutrition,
Lowers your
sleep.
stress level. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's part of the main component to keeping a healthy lifestyle is community. I never really factored it in. It's amazing how like it's listed as a top priority.
Yeah. And this is why it's so important that oftentimes when our little inner circle starts to break apart and we feel isolated, we feel alone, it's really important to start building that up, which is why we're always pushing it on this podcast.
It's just so important to be present with other people, and it's even
Absolutely.
a better benefit when it's like-minded people, like the child or like a child-free tribe. So that's great.
Another thing that I noticed, and this happened at dinner about a week ago, and it also happens inside our child free community, is that when we mention certain situations, it feels very safe and very freeing, right?
Ooh,
Because
example.
we can say something without having to feel judged or criticized because we've seen people comment, "Oh, I would never say this to my friends that are parents because they would take it the wrong way," right? You know
Mhm.
how some people say that you're bragging if you're talking about your lazy Saturday and you're just taking your time and you're having coffee for 3 hours, but we're all doing that. So it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like bragging. So you could just really, you're in a safe space to say whatever you want. So it's nice to have this little like safety net.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel that, you know, it's I can be more authentically me. I think in the past, I was always trying to be something for something or somebody,
Yes.
whether it was my
Wait, let
career.
me just tell, oh, sorry, I cut you off because I just wanted to
No,
tell people that who Rick wanted to be was Johnny Depp from 21 Jump Street. And there's so many of you listening or watching will have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you Google Johnny Depp and 21 Jump Street, this was Rick's dream. Am
I
I
don't think I
correct?
wanted to be Johnny Depp. I
Oh,
think
no?
no, and we have talked
Oh,
about
was
this
it
before.
Richard Grieco?
Oh my
Is that
god, it wasn't anybody. It was I wanted to be the mystique of the cool bad boy, right? The mystique of being a cool bad boy was something that I thought I needed to be authentic and
right,
be like, you know,
right.
have friends
Right. Right.
and
You
have a
wanted the
successful life.
leather jacket, you wanted to be smoking a cigarette, maybe have a motorcycle.
I mean, who did? What you know? I mean, a lot of people did, I would think. But my point
But
is
then
that
yes.
is as hard as I tried, no
Mhm.
matter what however I
Mhm.
styled my hair, whatever kind of clothes
Right.
I wore, whatever
Right.
type of mode of
Wasn't happening.
transportation I had,
Right.
there's no way I was pulling that off. And I wasn't living my authentic self. And
Right.
back to what I was saying, being trying to be somebody else for something or somebody is
Right.
just
Yes.
not going to work. Like in my career, I made the mistake of doing a lot of that. You know, I was trying to be this person that I wasn't,
Right.
and you lose touch of who you are.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then if you lose touch of who you are for too long, it's hard to come back from that.
Right, right,
You
absolutely. And
know,
I think another thing that I just thought of this is that it's really important that when you're surrounded by a child-free tribe, you don't feel like you're walking on eggshells. And nobody likes that
right,
feeling of
right.
watching what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're reacting. That just all feels really icky. So I love that
Yeah.
aspect. Yeah. To be in a
Yeah,
safe
but
space.
and to fast forward to now, it's really great that I do feel more comfortable in my own skin. I am
Yes.
living my authentic self. I'm
Yes.
embracing my dorkiness and my over the top
Ness.
craziness and neuroses. And you've got a long list if you want to go ahead and break it out. But the point is that, I think
Yeah.
I feel so much happier and better
Right.
because, and
Yeah.
having the tribe around me to embrace that and not judge it is fantastic. And chances are that when I was trying to live this inauthentic life, no one really noticed but me. People
Right.
were probably just like, okay, that's who you are.
Right.
But I knew inside I wasn't feeling good.
Right, absolutely. One last thing I'll mention is having a sense of purpose and meaning because I think it gets thrown out at us all the time as child free people. Like, what is your purpose? What is your meaning? But for me personally, whenever I am in a tribe, in a community, I feel so fulfilled. I feel fulfilled by being surrounded by like minded people. And I think that's another great, really cool aspect of being surrounded by a child free tribe.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And there are so many more powerful benefits of having a
Yeah.
child free
Yeah,
tribe.
they pop up for us all the time. And by the way, obviously, if you're watching or listening to this and you don't have child free friends, you don't have a child free circle, child free tribe at home, please know that we will welcome you into our membership community with open arms because that's what we're there for.
Where we practice all these benefits.
Yes,
Yes, and we
absolutely.
celebrate all these benefits.
Correct. Correct.
And before we go, don't forget to follow, rate, and review our podcast.
Yes,
It,
please
it
do
helps
so.
reach people, and
Yes,
more people can
absolutely.
enjoy this conversation.
Thanks for the review reminder because we always forget to remind people. And it is such a beautiful sunny day here in Austin. So
Okay.
I am going to go down to the pool and lay out for a little bit
I love that for you.
because I can.
Isn't that annoying when people say that? I love that
Yeah,
for
Rick
you.
hates that phrase. So
I do. I really enjoyed this topic, and it was great talking to you as always.
yes, you too. And now I'm off. Goodbye.
And enjoy. Bye.
Bye.